I'm Ashley.
And I'm Maddie.
And here's a documentary about the man on the moon.
Enjoy!
After World War II, America gained technological advancements which later led to the achievement of the atomic bomb and the tools necessary to send us to the moon. On April 12, 1961, Russia sent Yuri Gagarin to be the first man in space. On May 25, 1961, at Rice University, John F. Kennedy gave a speech setting a goal to advance in space exploration by sending a man on the moon. Here is a short clip of his speech.
It is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead. Whether we join in it or not, we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. Our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others, all require us to make this effort, to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men.
Unfortunately, John F. Kennedy didn't live to see his dream of putting a man on the moon as he was assassinated November 22, 1963. Space race. The space race was literally a space race between Russia and America. So basically what happened was on April 12, 1961, Russia sent Yuri Gagarin to space. He was the first man in space, which made Russia number one. And America goes, oh no, Russia's number one. This can't happen. So, on May 25th, 1961, John F. Kennedy gave a speech saying that we were going to send a man to the moon, which would one up Russia, and it would be number one again. So, on July 16, 1969, the space shuttle containing Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins was sent to space, headed towards the moon, and on July 20th, 1969, at 10:56 p.m., they landed on the moon, and we became the first country to put a man on the moon.
Hi, I'm Julie, and these are the astronauts. Neil Armstrong was born August 5th, 1930, studied engineering at Purdue University. In 1942, he served in the Korean War. He married a woman named Janet and had two kids, Eric and Karen. Buzz Aldrin. Buzz Aldrin's real name is Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr. He was born January 20, 1930. He went to West Point Military Academy after high school. He entered the U.S. Air Force in 1951. He had a Ph.D. in aeronautics, and he was selected to be in NASA in 1963. Michael Collins is the third astronaut in the Apollo 11. He was born October 31st in 1930 in Rome. He went to West Point Military Academy and joined the U.S. Air Force in 1952. He was chosen to join NASA in 1963.
Neil Armstrong didn't have enough money for insurance, so he wrote autographs for his family to sell for any expenses in case he didn't survive on the mission.
Finally, the Apollo 11 successfully landed the first man on the moon. The three crew members were Neil Armstrong as the commander, Michael Collins as the command module pilot, and Buzz Aldrin as the lunar module pilot.
Four forward, drift into the right a little. Down a half. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The LEM footpads are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. I'm going to step off the LEM now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
After the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong was given the Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Space Medal of Honor. In 1971, he left NASA and was a professor at the University of Cincinnati. In 1952 through 1992, he was chairman of Commuting Technologies. Due to a major heart attack, he died on August 25, 2012. And Buzz Aldrin continued to work with NASA until he retired in 1972. Later, he returned to the Air Force with a managing role. In 1988, he legally changed his name from Edwin to his childhood nickname Buzz. He competed on Dancing with the Stars in 2010, and he is still alive to this day. Michael Collins also continued to work with NASA until 1970. In 1971, he joined the administrative staff of the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. Later, in 1980, he entered the private sector, working as an aerospace consultant. Each astronaut of Apollo 11 were given a total of 4 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
We hope you enjoyed
your 100th lesson on the Man on the Moon.
Bye.